In the year 50 BC, all Gaul, now known as France, was covered with impenetrable forests, where calm, peace, and quiet reigned supreme. Only the birds... hey, wait a moment. Wait a moment. I said in the year 50 BC. Right, thank you. In the year 50 BC, all Gaul was covered with impenetrable forests, where calm, peace, and quiet reigned supreme. Julius Caesar, after much fierce fighting, had at last succeeded in conquering Gaul, intending to set the seal of Roman civilization on this, his latest, greatest conquest. Yes, all Gaul, now known as France, was occupied by the Romans. Well, no, not quite. For somewhere in Armorica, a little village was still holding out against the invaders. A little village surrounded by Roman legions. The brave people of this village. But do I really need to introduce them? Hands up, anyone in the house who hasn't met them yet. Oh, I see. All right. I'll make the introductions. This big hut is the home of the undisputed chief of the village, the formidable Vital Statistics.
Darling? Please, darling, it's me ought to be up on that shield. I'm the chief, after all.
I've got to go out shopping. You can have the shield back later. And meanwhile, you can tidy the place up a bit. It's getting more like a wild boar sty. Come on, you two.
This is Cacophonix, the village bard. People don't always appreciate his talents, and sometimes express their feelings in a tactful, delicate way. Here comes Dogmatix, the village mascot and a great friend of Obelix, the men here delivery man.
Fetch it, Dogmatix, Dogmatix, doggy woggy. I'm teaching him to retrieve menhirs, Astérix. It could be a big help in my work.
You know, Obelix, it isn't that I don't think that dog's very intelligent, but I do sometimes wonder if he isn't rather small to carry menhirs.
The voice of reason you have just heard belongs to the renowned Astérix, the best warrior in the village, the famous Astérix, whose adventures, on sale in all the best bookshops, have been translated into every language.
Salute! Guten Tag! Hello! Hi! Konnichiwa! Love J! Kopalako! Darvinish!
But you may well ask, how did this little village with its handful of warriors manage to keep holding out against the all-powerful Roman invaders? Well, that was thanks to the magic potion brewed up by the druid Getafix, which gave superhuman strength to those who were lucky enough to get it.
Oh, no, Obelix, no. The potion has had a permanent effect on you. You know you fell into the cauldron when you were a baby.
Fell into the cauldron when you were a baby. Oh, some Romans!
Centurion, what's the good of having another go? You know what those Gauls will do to us. That lot, they're simply not human.
Maybe, but those are Caesar's orders. Who knows? Perhaps it will be different this time. What's that gate?
the army, they said. It's a real man's life, they said. Real man's life.
It didn't turn out so very different from usual, eh, Centurion?
No, not very.
I know rather a good joke. Post equitem sedet atracura.
That's right. These Gauls will make Latin a dead language if Julius Caesar would insist on fighting them.
Those Gauls simply aren't human, Centurion. They're just not human.
You're right. They're not human. Ordinary mortals couldn't resist the might of the Roman army.
Told you so.
They must be gods. We haven't a hope of defeating the gods. I'm going to Rome to tell Caesar. The gods are against us.
They're gods? You say these crazy Gaulish villagers are gods? That's a laugh.
But Caesar, we do have to admit that these Gaulish villagers can keep your armies at bay.
In my opinion, the time has come for us to adopt a realistic approach to the situation. If the gods are against us, we're done for.
While seeking to follow a constructive line, I hope nonetheless to be quite objective. And I have therefore come to the following conclusion. It's no good trying to fight gods.
Let us suppose to look on the bright side that we've only got to deal with demigods. Well, even so, it's an extremely unpleasant predicament. To take an example, Hercules. Anyone willing to confront Hercules?
Hercules? Gods or demigods? I, Caesar, will show you, you cowardly old councillors, that those half-wits are only mortal. Very mortal. Brutus, stop playing about with that knife. You'll end up hurting somebody.
But how are you going to show us that those Gauls aren't really gods after all, oh Caesar?
Well, first I'll visit them myself, and I shall put them to certain tests which only the gods could perform. And if they really are gods, then I shall give in. But if they are just men, ordinary human beings, they'll have to face the anger of Caesar. And by Jupiter, I can tell you, they'll finish up inside the lions in the circus. Get a chariot and an escort ready.
I think I heard the bell, darling. Will you go and see who's there?
Julius Caesar's outside, wants to see you.
Julius Caesar? The Julius Caesar?
Himself.
Right. A towel for me feet. Fix me shoes. Let everyone know, Astérix. Where are those shield bearers got to? Yes, I'm coming.